Hello and welcome to a new episode of Experiencing Infdev Plus. In this episode, I would like you to focus on working on my base. Before I get started, I would like to show you some progress that I've made in between the episode. Firstly, I have finished this corridor, which is next to the action items storage area. But the main thing that I finished is this big hall. As you can tell, this hall is mainly, well, almost entirely decorative because it only serves to store these teleporters, which I will use to access the different bases around my world. Well, at least I plan to have different bases around the world. You can see that this hall has got 2 floors, but the second floor is only for decoration. If we go up staircase here with some decoration, we go up, you can see that, well, it's only decoration. I only have paintings here and, well, only paintings. There isn't really much to do. You might have noticed that this place is unfinished. That is because I plan on expanding in this direction in the future, because this expansion that I worked on in the previous episodes was for version 0.5, and this future expansion will be for the update which adds the new dimensions, which is Crimson Dimension, and then I will expand for when the Skylands Dimension gets added. Anyway, the next thing, there is another thing which I've started working on in between the episodes. That being the storage area. As you can see, I haven't done much work on it. The only thing I've done is build these divisors, which divide this area into 4 parts. I haven't yet fully decided how this storage area will look, but I know that these different parts will have different stuff. So for example, one part will have like stone stuff, so for example cobblestone and such, and there will be natural blocks, for example garden blocks, and maybe other stuff. I haven't exactly decided yet how I'm going to do it, so I'm going to decide while I'm building and after checking out what sort of items do I have in my base. However, I will not be working on this right now because there is something else that I would like to do. The thing that I would like to work on at the beginning of this episode is a monument to celebrate the first anniversary of this world. I've created this world on the 7th of August of 2023, so the first anniversary will be, or rather was, on 7th of August of 2024. The reason I'm saying like this because I'm not good with deadlines, so this video will definitely release after the deadline, or I'm currently recording it before the deadline. Anyway, another thing that I would like to do to celebrate this anniversary is to release a copy of this world so you can download it. I'm currently playing on a nightly build, so when playing it I would recommend using the nightly build, which will release on the same day as I release the video. Anyway, I've chosen this location for the monument. It's the top of this hill. As you can see, I would like to clear out these trees and build a monument somewhere. The reason there are actually two reasons why I've built this, chose this location. The first being that it's directly above the portal to the Crimson Dimension. This means that when I exit the dimension, I spawn in here. So I'd like to build a platform here. So I spawn on it when I exit the Crimson Dimension. And the second reason is more reasons anyway. It's also, of course, close to my base, and it's a rather large area, so I can build other monuments in here, since I plan to continue playing it. So I'll likely have a monument for 2nd anniversary, and who knows, maybe some other anniversaries. We'll see what future brings us. Anyway, for now I'm going to start clearing out this area and start planning what I'm going to do here. So, as you can see, I've made some progress in here. I have flattened this area a bit. As you can see, I haven't flattened it completely, as there is this small hill, since I felt like it was fine to leave it here. Plus, there's also this sort of slope, because I just didn't feel like flattening this thing completely, since it was taking too much time, and I feel like having it here makes it slightly better. So I got a few things planned that I would like to build here. Firstly, I'm going to build the monument to celebrate the anniversary here, after which I'm going to build the exit platform for the Crimson Dimension, so that way I end up on that platform once I exit the dimension. It should be the pillars of bloodstone sort of mark how big it will be. Also the platform gets kind of near the edge, so I probably have to go over the edge, but I'm not sure since I haven't planned it out yet. And also like to build a bridge between this area and this sort of small hill, which will connect it over to the tower. So I will walk like this through here, down here, and all the way to the tower. So I'll need to clear out this area and make a path. And the last thing that I would like to do is to build a minecart track which will lead from here over to my house, so that I can get between here faster. Which means that this path that I will build will be more of a decoration. But who knows? I might make use of it in the future. Anyway, I'll get to building and show you how the platform and the monument will look like. So here's another progress update to show you how things are going. As you can see, I've finished making the platform that I will spawn on when exiting the Crimson Dimension. This is what it looks like using the photo mode. I think it turned out well. It's kind of larger than it's necessary, since I want to make sure that whenever I'm exiting the Crimson Dimension from the particular portal that I'm using, I'll always end up on this platform. I could have made it smaller, but this way I can be sure that I always end up on the platform. Anyway, next up I'll be making the monument. It's gonna be kind of small, so if you were expecting something big, you'll be disappointed. Anyway, I'll be building it on camera. I've decided to build it over here, so the first thing I'm gonna do is place some blocks as sort of small pillars. Each gonna be 3 blocks apart. After that, I'm gonna dig out some dirt so that I can place bricks in their place. For this build, I'm going to be using these new panels. These have been added recently. They are basically vertical slabs. I'm using them to add some depth to this build since it's not that big. For next, I'll be using some slabs on top of the blocks because I don't like how blocks look like when they sort of don't have anything on top of them, so you can see the top. I'll also use some trapdoors because I think they look nice like this. So this is the base of the monument. Now I'm going to also the top part, so statue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this. And steel blocks, some lanterns. And this is the monument that I've decided to build. It's supposed to represent sort of the different versions that I've played throughout the 1 year. So at the base we got the blocks and the bricks. I used bricks because the Infdev Plus logo is made out of bricks. So the base sort of represents versions 0.1 and 0.2, and at the top we've got something that's supposed to be sort of an angel statue. It's supposed to be sort of resemble an angel, and it's made of puzzle. So since puzzle was added in 0.3 when the new biomes were added, so it sort of represents 0.3, plus we got puzzled sort of on the ground, deep underground, so it represents 0.4, and it's an angel, so it sort of represents the angel boss, so which was added at 0.5, so it's supposed to sort of represent those 3 versions, so in total it represents all the versions up until 0.5. Anyway, one more thing I need is a sign, which I'm going to make using this new block carve block. So I can simply just put in the item and craft something. Also use this to make the vertical slabs, the panels, since I don't think you can make them using the workbench. Wait, place a sign and have it say farm here. And well, I'm not building it on the 7th of August, but I said it since that is the day of the anniversary. And it's 4. And well, that is it. It's, as I've said, it's not really big since I wasn't really sure what to build and just didn't feel like building anything big. Now I'm probably going to do some other stuff in this area. I'm going to build the bridge over there as I said on the path to my base. Probably the railway to connect this place to my base so that I can get to my base faster when exiting the slip. And maybe some other like monuments over here. I haven't yet decided. Well, see what I decided to show you in one of the next clips. So I have made a bit more progress since the last clip. I decided to build this thing, which is meant to represent the three Legacy Plus mods. So Classic Plus, Infdev Plus, and Infdev Plus, which I'm currently playing. I've also added these paths to this area so that it will hopefully look slightly better. Okay, for now I don't plan on doing anything more, so I'm gonna need to clean this up and get rid of this chest so that when you get the copy you won't have these chests. I've also added the bridge, which I talked about, and the path over to the main tower, so that I can walk through the tower over to that area and walk through a nice path to walk on when I get there. Anyway, I've decided that for the end of the episode I'm not going to be doing any building or showing any building. Instead, I'm going to be going exploring. The reason for that is because 0.6 has been released sometime before I'm recording this clip, so I would like to explore the new dimension which has been added in this version and find the dungeons which are inside this new dimension and show you these dungeons and hopefully find some good loot. So as I said, there are currently 2 dungeons. One of them is upward of the Nether Fortress, which is why I'm bringing an obsidian boat so that I can travel on lava. And since the fortress generates at low levels where the lava is, there are 2 main items which I would like to find in these new fortresses, so hopefully I will be able to find them. I decided I'll be going exploring this side of direction, so once I'll let you know once and if I find something interesting. As you can see, I've managed to get lucky and found a dungeon not long after I started exploring. This dungeon is the port of the Nether Fortress, as I mentioned before. So now I'm going to try and explore it and hopefully find the boss of this dungeon. As you can see, these are to be careful not to fall into lava, but as you can see, some places spawn in this dungeon, or as they are called, the fire elementals in this mod. You can see that I got some spawners over there, but I don't want to get too close to them. Anyway, the boss room isn't here, so I'm going to try exploring over there. Okay, seems I've got a bit of bad news. seems that well, this isn't actually a new dungeon. Well, it is a new dungeon, but the chunks that I found it in are new. You can tell by the clocks over there, which happened because the log metadata was extended in one of the nightly builds, which means that I haven't generated it. Well, I've generated this dungeon in one of the older nightly builds, which means that I need to continue exploring further until I find new chunks. So, time to move on. So well, not long after it, I managed to find another dungeon, but I think this one was also generated before, but I'll try and take a look if I can find some loot in here. Anyway, I would like to also find the boss, which is why I'm trying to find find the dungeon in new chunks. That way I can actually fight the boss, because if I explore these dungeons which are in old chunks, I won't be able to find the boss. Okay, looks like I found a lava sponge and obsidian rod. As you might expect, lava sponge is basically a sponge that works on lava, and an obsidian rod is something that will be used to craft the obsidian tools, which are planned to be added in the future. They're going to be added once the Skylands dimension gets added, so you'll need to wait for those. Okay, this is the boss room, but as I've said, I've actually generated this dungeon earlier, which means that the boss isn't here. So, I don't really have a key with me, but I have got some keys at home, because I managed to get some keys from fighting the giants in the battle towers, so I'm going to grab one of those and open this chest. So now that I've grabbed myself a key, I can open this chest. As you can see, these are some of the things that you can get from these dungeons. So we've got a vampire sword, which you will see when you kill an enemy. Shield of Lucifer, which has got arrow deflect. Phoenix pickaxe, which has got fire aspect. This means that any block that you mine will also get smelted. And we also have the Phoenix armor set, which gives you fire immunity, but only if you have the full set. So you got these items, but those aren't quite the items that I wanted, so I'm going to continue exploring to hopefully find what I want and also to fight the boss. But it seems that now I've actually managed to get lucky, as I found a nether fortress with the boss. The reason why I know that the boss is here is because I actually saw it as the chunks were loading in front of me. Since I get to see the entities even when chunks are loading. This means that I'll be able to finally fight it. That is, if I can actually find it. Okay, this should be close. Like this. Here it is. As you can see. This boss looks, well, this boss is called the Inferno and looks basically the same as the Inferno boss. Well, I don't remember what it was called, but it looks basically the same as one of the mobs, which was shown in one of the mob photos. I can't remember which one, and I also can't remember what the other mobs were in that mob photo. Anyway, time to unlock another chest, and seems like this one has given me the two items which I wanted, those being the Gauntlet of Oriel and the Devil's Claw. So the reason why I wanted the Gauntlet of Oriel is because it allows me to pick up blocks and throw them like this. As you can see, it didn't take any damage while doing so. The reason why I wanted this is because you can use it as Silk Touch, because if you pick up the block and drop it while it's inside another block, it will drop itself. This means that I can now use it to get things like ice, since if I bring ice into this Crimson Dimension, I can get water here, which should be quite useful. Anyway, I'm going to now try to continue exploring. Also, you might have noticed that I've been getting some advancements. These have been also added in version 0.6. For some reason I didn't unlock the tab for the Crimson Dimensions. That might be because I've entered through an old slipgate, so I might need to find some new chunks and enter this dimension through there. Anyway, I'm now I've got kind of too many items in my inventory, so I'm going to return home and clean up my inventory and continue exploring to hopefully find some more items and show you the second dungeon. after some more exploring, I have managed to find the second dungeon type, so now I'm going to explore it. Also, as you can see, I'm hanging onto this block using the devil's claw, which basically serves as a grappling hook. That hurt. Okay, so as you can see, the second fortress is kind of floating, which means it's harder to get to it, but I will try to get to it using only the grappling hook. Okay, as you can see, this chunk, there's an old chunk for some reason. Anyway. Alright, seems that I've managed to get kind of close to the dungeon. You can see the devil's claw is quite useful, and also, you can also combine it with the gauntlet to go further. So what you can do is sort of run around the block, grapple onto the block, and use it to get further. Kind of like this. Probably might have been able to clear it without using the gauntlet, but I wanted to show you. So let's explore the dungeon. As you can see, it's got some of these imp spawners, which you might need to be wary of. Also, there is a new crop that has been introduced in this version, which is the Halloween bead. You can get the seeds. Well, for some reason I can't, but you should be able to get the seeds. Not sure right now. Anyway. And my inventory is kind of full right now, so I'll finish exploring this place later. Over here you can see the boss's lair. The boss of this dungeon is a witch. So her fighting style is throwing potions at enemies. So I'm going to try and fighting it without any milk. See how things go for me. Here she is. She also uses potions on herself, which means that she can also heal herself. There are various potions that she can use on, like fragility, slowness. There's also weakness, I think, and poison, which I got right now. I left my quiver at home. Yeah, I don't have it. I had some frozen arrows over in there, which I could have used to freeze her. To stop her from throwing the potions. But I guess that's too bad. But I still managed to be there, so that's the important thing. And here is the loot. Since I managed to get myself a new sword, which has got the ability of soul steal, which is basically like mending, meaning that if you kill a mob with it, it heals itself, repairs itself, and it also has the dash ability. So if you're walking and press right, you dash, and if you time it correctly and time your jump correctly, you can go further. So let's see, kind of like this. I think I've gone too far. Anyway, I think that's it for exploring now. I'm gonna explore this dungeon a bit more to get all the loot that's in it, and that will probably be it for now. Okay, there are still two things that I forgot to mention. The first being that there was actually another reason why I wanted to find this dungeon. That is because it has got the fire imp spawners, so I plan on turning this dungeon into a farm for fireballs, since the fire imps drop the fireballs. The reason why I want the fireballs is because 0.6 has made some changes to the spawners. The change is that the spawners sort of deactivate after spawning a certain amount of mobs, and the way to activate it is using the fireballs. Another thing that I want to mention is that I have got, well, there is another block that I want to get using the new gauntlet. That being, well, I want to get 2 blocks. Those blocks being the Nylium grass, which I can get over there, and the crimson grass. I don't have a use for them yet, but just want to get them. I think I should be able to make it over there if I time things correctly. Oh. I'm not going to lie, I thought that I'm going to end up in lava. Well, I did, but I haven't died, so that's fine. And I forgot to bring the ice with me. Oh, never mind. So now I got myself some Nylium grass. I don't feel like getting the crimson grass, so I'm gonna do it some other time, since I don't really need it right now. And I think I've explored the Crimson Dimension enough for this episode. After this clip, I'm gonna take care of some stuff at my base, do some cleanup before you get the copy of my world, and well, that's it for this clip. I'll see you in the next clip. There are a few things that I will have to mention still. Alright, as I've said in one of the previous clips, this will be it for this episode. However, there are still a few things that I would like to talk about. Firstly, you might be asking what this place is. This is the spawn point of my world. I have finally decided to build some form of structure in here, since I was planning on doing it in one of the early episodes, but I never really got around to doing it. The reason why I'm here is because this is the place where you will appear if you decide to download a copy of my world. I've already made a copy of my world and uploaded it to the internet, so anything I do here won't have any effect. Anyway, secondly, the version that I'm currently playing in is 0.6.1, so if you plan on downloading my world, you should use this version. Of course, you can use some newer versions, they should be fine too, but I don't recommend using the nightly builds since they might have some problems. In one of the previous clips I have mentioned that you should use the nightly builds, but that was only because that was recorded before 0.6.1 was released. Anyway, that's everything that I wanted to say about the copy of my world. Now I'd like to talk about future episodes and future plans. So, in this episode I have explored the Crimson Dimension a bit, and I found quite a few items, and I would say I've explored it enough for now, so in the next episode I'll focus on building. But anyway, when it comes to the Crimson Dimension, I think it's quite cool. I enjoyed exploring it and the items were great. I especially like the Devil's Claw and the Gauntlet of Uriel. But as I've said, I feel like I've explored it enough for now. I might explore it again since there are some updates planned, but for now I'll focus on building in the next episodes. The things that I would like to build is this storage area. After that, and of course a proper entrance to the Crimson Dimension, and expand my house for version 0.6 since I expand my home with every major version that is released, so I need to expand it for 0.6. I already have 2 rooms planned that I would like to build there, one of them being a storage room for the dungeon items, since this storage room is only for the overworld dungeon items, so I want one for the dungeon items from the Crimson Dimension. Plus, this storage room can't really be expanded. And the second room is an enchanting room where I'll like anvils and I'll store all the scrolls there. And maybe some other rooms I haven't yet fully decided. Another thing that I would like to work on in the future is this basement. I've started working on it some time ago. The reason why I've started building is because my house has gotten kind of big, which means that it takes kind of long to travel between the different areas. So I got these minecart tracks to make it faster, but this place isn't really all that decorated, so I need to decorate it sometime in the future, but that kind of low priority. Another new thing that I would like to do is build another tower. The reason for it is because this tower only goes to the old height limit of 56, but nowadays there is the height limit of 320. So I would like to build a tower which goes to the new height limit. I haven't yet decided where I build it. Maybe over in that place, or somewhere over there. Wait, I forgot to gather these tracks, so if you download a copy of my code, you'll have them in here. Anyway, the another thing that I would like to say is that the Infdev Plus is still being updated. So even though I've been playing in this world for about a year, I still have got more things that I can do since and this mod is it's planned that this mod is going to be continuously updated, although the updates will be slower once the main content gets added, meaning like everything until like Skyrim, as I mentioned. So I feel like I'll be making this series for at least another year. Maybe also, who knows how things will be, but I feel like there's still a lot of content to be made. Anyway, that's just about everything that I wanted to talk about, so I was hoping that the video would end there. However, as fate would have it, that is not the case. You might have noticed recently that you can't access the Legacy Plus website anymore. That is because there has been some stuff happening around the Legacy Plus mods. I don't really know the whole story around it, so I will not be covering it. However, the important thing that you, the viewers of this video, need to know is that you can download the Infdev Plus mod, at least for now. That's because there are some issues that need to be resolved with it, and I've been told that until it's resolved I shouldn't be sharing it publicly, so I won't. And that's it, what I wanted to say about it. I hope that it gets I hope that the issues get solved sooner rather than later, so you can check out, so that those of you who don't have the Infdev Plus mod downloaded can check out this map if you want. Wait, one more thing that I would like to say is that to those who know more about the situation is that I do hope that it gets resolved, since this is a great mod, and what I'm trying to say is that this is a great mod, I think, and I think it would be nice if it kept being updated even after the Skyline stuff gets added, because it looks like that might not be the case. Anyway, I've talked enough now, so this is the actual end of the episode.